I'm in New York right now, walking around. I believe I'm close to Madison Avenue, just a couple blocks away. It actually fucking started raining, so I'm about to get drenched as fuck, and I don't have an umbrella, but it's all good. I want to talk a little bit about why e-commerce is so crucial to any business in 2018. Even if you have a service-based business, you need to be online. And it's so funny, I come across companies in various industries, and they're like, oh, you know, I don't need a website, like, you know, it's not mandatory for my business model, all this stuff. And I'm like, if you think about it logically, right? 2018, the way to make money, no matter what industry you're in, if you're an entertainer, if you're, you know, forget finance and law, but even in those industries it applies, right? Whoever has people's attention, those are the people that are making the most money. You know, people like, I'm gonna take random examples, people like Gary Vaynerchuk, people like Fatboy SSE, people like Boom Gang. These are the kind of people that are actually making real money because people are viewing their platforms on a daily basis. They're looking at what links those people are putting out. They're looking at those people's websites, taking the time because they care, because these people have put out so much value to them for free. Value, value, value. Now what they're doing is they're spending time looking at these people's, you know, their links, their websites, their e-commerce sites. They're buying merchandise from them. They're buying their informational products, right? So it all comes back to creating daily value, putting out that content, and obviously having something like a website and building that digital footprint. Because without digital footprint, you're missing out on all of the potential business that is on the internet. Earlier today, I was on the subway in New York. I'm sitting there just observing people, watching what people are doing. I like to do this a lot, not in a creepy way, but just to watch people and see what they're doing with their time. 95% of the people on that subway were on their phone, right? Like everyone was just like looking on Instagram, everyone was on Twitter. These businesses, right? Like a lot of them are started by people in their 40s, 50s, 60s who really don't understand social media. They don't really understand e-commerce. They don't understand why a website is crucial to their business because they've always done things the traditional way with print advertising, cold calling, door knocking. But things are starting to change with our generation, with millennials. We've completely shifted the way the user and the consumer is purchasing products. If you go to a Sears is going out of business. Why? Because no one's going to their stores. No one wants to waste their time, go through the inconvenience of parking their car at a shopping mall, because it wastes their time, and time is money, right? Everyone values time. The reason Uber is making so much money is because they're saving people time. That's all it is, right? So I think in 2018, man, if you're doing any sort of business, if you're selling fashion goods, if you're, you know, in the digital marketing space, even if you're not in the digital marketing space, I feel like, you know, if you're a painting company, you've got to at least have a website. That's like the minimum, the bare minimum of what you should have for your business, like no matter what you're doing. Now, let's say, I'm gonna give you guys an example. And this, you know, obviously a lot of people understand this. If you're a millennial, you obviously understand the value of social media, the internet, of, you know, it's clear, it's very clear, but this is more for the people who are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, even 80s, I don't know. People who aren't really familiar with how the internet age really works. And the second thing is the importance of content, right? I feel like the best way to really grow a business nowadays is through content. You know, people like Ty Lopez, Gary Vaynerchuk, even Fatboy SSE, like I said, Boom Gang, these people have all committed time. Your biggest resource is your time, and they've all put in the time to create quality content for people that, you know, for the end user, people on Instagram. Where's the attention right now? It's on Instagram, YouTube, maybe a little bit Snapchat, Facebook. People who are doing it correctly are spending the time, putting out daily content, consistently, quality, high quality content. Sure enough, man, they're starting to see returns on their investment, and they're making money just by investing their time, and they don't have to spend money to put content out, right? Like the way I'm doing this right now, it's not gonna cost me a dime to put this content out, and I may reach 10,000 people, and let's say 0.5% of those people end up buying some of my jewelry on my website, my jewelry website. I'm gonna monetize that just because I took the time to actually invest in my own content and put out this content to you guys. So I feel like for anybody who's kind of stuck in terms of their business, they don't really know what angle to kind of go, you know, they're not where they want to be, focus on two things. Build your digital footprint through content, you know, whether it's videos, try to figure out what your skill set is, try to figure out are you good at talking to the camera? Would you rather do tutorial videos? There's a lot of different types of videos you can do. You know, if you want to be a comedian, do comedy videos like Fatboy SSE. He's crushing it. This kid is crushing it. I can guarantee you, man, people like him, people like Logan Paul, Jake Paul, they're making millions of dollars a month because they have people's attention, and people's attention will always be more valuable than anything else. So, like I said, if you're stuck, maybe you don't know what you're doing, first thing is put out content on a daily basis. Continue your traditional methods of business, continue cold calling, continue door knocking, but implement your content into your daily business schedule. And second, try to sell products online, man. People are buying shit from websites online. That's just the pure Amazon. Companies like that have come in, They've completely taken market share of where retail is. And if you're not in the online space of selling products, you're losing. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.